Okay, hello. This is a late broadcast. Yeah, I guess it's time we get into it. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. This is going to be a very, very fast broadcast. I may not spend so much time, but it is what it is. A lot has been happening thus far, and it's time to talk about it. So earlier this morning, I talked about what happened with Maurice Monnier. That's his name, the director of mobilization. The Obedient movement, they're not taking this lightly. They are not. They're not taking this lightly at all. So there's been a lot of backlash, you know, with respect to this. Some people have come out to say, you know what, we also had experience with this movement. And it wasn't fun. Okay? It wasn't fun. So here is Maurice Monnier saying, you know what? I resigned as a director of mobilization and not as an Obedient member. So I'm still an Obedient member, but I no longer want to be part of this failure called the Obedient movement. That's crazy. Bolanle A, these are one of the stalwart of the Obedient movement. You know, now we have the Obedient Queen, Obedient King, Obedient Princess, Obedient D's, Peter Obi D's. They change their profile, put Peter Obi there, which is fine. I don't have anything against that. Bolanle says, thank you, Maurice, for your contribution to the movement. And thank you for listening to me when you wanted to leave months ago. So this guy has been contemplating abandoning this ship, this sinking ship, months ago. So I think he's been able to resolve within himself that, you know what, it's over. It's over. The same issue you highlighted are the same issue that led to Nana Kuzuari, Director of Media and these people just give themselves names. Director of Media and Strategic Communications. Yusuf Zari, Director of Research. And Anthony Chinwo, Director of Technology, to silently resign behind the scene. Okay. I'm sad that despite our best efforts to get the structure up and running, even to the extent of using personal fund, concerns raised were ignored and false narratives were built, so it seems like we weren't working. Nana in particular was doing so much on her own and had so many fantastic plans that were not executed because there was an expectation that she self-funds it. That's ridiculous. I told you. And the fact that you're using your personal money to fund a movement that is tied to a political campaign, because Peter Obi is a political stalwart in the Obedient movement, it is in itself compromising. How do you want to explain it when Peter Obi gets there, and then you want to also kind of, you know, siphon fund? There's always a justification because you actually funded this campaign to rationalize corruption. That's crazy. Look at this. So I think this woman, Bolanle, is the one that helps whenever anybody leaves. It comes to say thank you. Look at this. Thank you at Maurice. Bolanle again, when the other one left, thank you. People don't understand that you've been funding yourself. It's crazy. Sorry, let me move this so that you guys can see it well. It's crazy. People are really bashing this guy. Would have bought your polling unit agents, bought their body cam, and also paid them before work. Why? Because this is nonsense. You all do and think it makes sense. Make PU agent, they collect pay after submitting body cam. I said this morning. That the whole thing, the whole structure is just messed up. And these are the people that want them to change the country for the better. Whatever it is that they are trying to do, I wish them well. I wish them well. I knew it from the outset that the movement itself was going nowhere. I'm telling you. People are now bringing receipts. Look at this.
Classless strict urchins, even strict urchins, classless street urchin. So we buy you there. But I saw another classless street urchin of the cookie. So cookie level, no a cookie. All those rabies infested, dogs that anything you do, because they are ill-bred, they are very ill-mannered, ill-tempered street urchins. These are kind of followers that he's attracting now.
It's quite painful. That's someone that was the media spokesperson of the campaign of Peter Obi in 2023, not 1993, 2023. He abandoned the ship because he knew it was sinking. And he put everything on the feet of Peter Obi. And he has no leadership skills. And is 100% correct. Although it went further to insult the obedience. Now, I'm not for that. Obedients are very peace-loving people. They love... They're very peace-loving people, bro. That's how crazy it is. I mean, I don't know why Kenneth NWOKO would say that. Okay? I don't know why he's going to say that. Calling obedient street urchins. You have access to Peter Obi, you have him on speed dial. Yet you put your resignation letter and sent across to them. You still turned around and divulged all the sensitive details of your movement and set Peter Obi up for drags. I know you intentionally triggered your release clause. Basha and Okoro will reach out to you soon. Welcome in advance to APC. I said it this morning that this guy, they are going to bring him, and don't be surprised when he joins the APC WhatsApp group and start bashing Peter Obi in the future. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Unfortunately, so many people feel the same way. So many people feel like that too. So many people feel like that. And I don't know what to say, because I don't even know if anything, Let's look at this. Let's look at this guy. Another obedient, right? My dearest obedient family. I want you to pause for a moment and remember why we started. Okay. Take me back to the memory lane. Why did we start this obedient movement? Because I remember that this obedient movement was not actually an obedient movement. It was what happened at the Lekki toll gate. The NSAS movement that Peter Obi co-opted and turned around, saw a good opportunity and was able to launch his campaign. And that's why till tomorrow, Showore will always be angry at Peter Obi, because he felt that the NSAS movement was the crescendo of his own career, and that he was meant to be the person championing that movement. But the people said, no, we don't want you. So Peter Obi became the default NSAS, person that metamorphosized into this obedient movement because he saw a good opportunity. Be that as it may, was a good opportunity that he had. You know why? Because Peter Obi is a trader. And what do traders do? They look for opportunity. Quick opportunity. You buy here, you sell it there. Traders, by instinct, don't build lasting structures. So that's why Peter Obi, as it is right now, okay, has not been able to understand how to build lasting structures, because he's a trained trader. He can see opportunity and then jump at it and move on. But when you get into politics, you need to pause a little bit and understand the system and how it works. We didn't join this movement because it was easy, okay? We didn't stand under the sun, rain, and tear gas. Who tear gassed him? Because we were promised comfort. We didn't risk job, families, and even our life because we were guaranteed instant victory. We came, okay, let me reduce this a little bit. We came because we looked at Nigeria and said, this suffering is not normal. This darkness is not our portion. Our children deserve better. I understand, behind the veil of the political party, behind the veil of whatever it is that is happening in Nigeria, there is an innocent yearning of the people and the quest for a better government. But that's one thing. That's one thing. What is important is also you understanding and living up to the moment of the moment, building competency and understanding what is at stake, educating yourself to understand the dynamics that is in the system called Nigeria and the complexity therein for you to be able to make any meaningful change. And that is why when some people make some political move in Nigeria, you think that they are stupid, you think that they are dumb, you think they don't know what it takes, you think that they can't talk. But it's because they understand far better the old system more than what you people do. The Obedient movement took over the whole of Twitter, now called X, in the run-up to the 2023 elections. In fact, the APC were frustrated because they didn't even have a clear social media strategy. But at the end of the day, it is who makes it to the ballot box that really counts. And it's who counts the ballot that is even more important in a place like Nigeria. We saw a man, Peter Obi, who was willing to leave comfort of his home, sacrifice his spirit, risk his family's safety, and stand in the gap for a new Nigeria, a man of competence, capacity, character, and compassion. That kind of leadership does not come every day. Yes, the road have been rough. Yes, some things have not moved at the pace we wanted. Yes, we've been betrayed, mocked, blocked, discouraged on every side. But tell me, I mean, yari, this is a lot. I cannot read this, bro. Yes, you've been going through a lot. So also did other people to go through a lot. At the end of the day, your strategy needs to work. Okay, that's it. So now Peter Obi is out. I think this is one of his speech after the election. Let me listen to this.
And of National Assembly Clinic. It's the number one hospital. If you look at the 2024 budget, the National Assembly Clinic has about 15 billion. You got 6 biggest teaching hospitals in Ibadan. University of Ibadan, Soka, University of Lagos, University of Maiduguri, Ilorin and Jos put together is not up to that. Yes, bus station in the 4th geopolitical zone for 142 billion when you don't have a primary health.
Whoever is the person in charge of the media for this is called Nigeria Editors Conference. That is, these are people that are involved in social media. Am I getting it right? Let me look at it. Yeah, the guilds of editors. So these are people that are involved in the news. Whoever is doing this camera, whoever is covering this stuff, whoever is a videographer, whatever it's called, is doing a very poor job. Number one, the sound system is even bad. We can't even have a good view of what he's talking about. It's like he's just standing somewhere like a ghost speaking.
In all those regions, that is.
I'm sorry for the volume, guys.
Mothers can go to hospital and give birth and their life. And we're building bus station. Which bus? You got government upon work of government to build bus stations. So we can go on and on, but my dear people, I wish you people well in your discussion. But please know that we have a content. We need to deal with this country. We need to ask a question like that. Where is the savings of the subsidy? Where are they?
Where's the savings of the subsidy? Have you checked the foreign reserves to see what the net value of the foreign reserves is as we speak? Let me just keep going.
They brought it to where people like us can come. But I can tell you, this is how it's done everywhere in the world. You must help and your positions be held. You must help us to start solving issues. I mean, strong opposition, strong institutions.
Whoever, Peter Obi has obtained an undue favor from even the media. We see the questions that Rufai asked him compared to the questions that Rufai asked the ruling party members. I put it to you. When Rufai went to Alex Otti's side, it was a good conversation, friendly stuff. So again, Peter Obi has enjoyed, organic. organic for the most part. But people are looking up to him for better leadership, understanding the political party dynamics in Nigeria. Because you can do this thing alone. You need other people. And maybe it won't benefit him now because it's a little bit late, but he can still do something.
So that people can seek out. Nobody wants, Peter Obi is not desperate to be president of Nigeria.
We've heard that before, right? I know that. Okay, I'm not. This is quite very poor, very poor stuff. I'll put, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna move on. I didn't see this yesterday. I think it just started trending today. The important revelation from the deadly clash between WIKE and the Nigerian Navy over a parcel of land is not the shouting match itself, but moments a Nigerian police officer, sensing that things were about to turn violent, quietly spoke in Hausa to his colleague from the Nigerian army in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. He warned that this is not our fight, but a fight between big men, thieves. It confirms exactly what I said when the incidents first surfaced. What we are witnessing is a deep-rooted rot of self-interest within the security and political establishment of officials who serve a privileged minority instead of protecting the nation. Let me see this. They are using these guys. They are using these guys for their own purpose. Unfortunately, they are using them for their own purpose. And it's quite unfortunate. It's really quite unfortunate. They're using this guy for various purposes. But it is what it is. Morris don't abandon obedient movement. Yeah, really said. Yeah, I read this morning about, him just talking about what's not about the whole obedient movement and all that. Wow, as a man, before going ahead with any wedding, please have a deep conversation with your father-in-law to be. My gender can be full of manipulations. And this is a lady speaking. Hey, sisterhood won't be proud of this woman. Okay, with your father-in-law to be, my gender can be full of manipulations in different levels. Regina's mom claimed Regina was an adult the year 2019 when her dad said she was still a minor. So which recording is this? 2019?
On the 10th of October 2001. No. We were not age mates. I call him bros when we were living. She was born in Lagos in Alakbere, Inland Hospital, Inland Specialist Hospital. Mm-hmm. Alakbere came to Lagos. That's where she was born.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah, please. What year?
Sorry, she was born in 2001. October 10th, 2001.
Wow. So they're saying that she was actually 19. Oh, sorry about that. She was born in 2019. And that's that. Let's look at this guy. This guy, I Chief Lawrence Okoro. Everybody's needs one traditional. I think at some point I should also be an I Chief somewhere. I'm actually an I priest. According to what Jesus has done. I don't need to be an high chief somewhere. Okay? Now, let's look at this. Do you know the reason why I'm reading this guy's tweet? Immediately after an abysmal performance in ANAMBRA state election, your director of mobilization renders his resignation, stating serious concern. Instead of you to call a meeting to address issue, you are showing off with nurses. Wow. Have you noticed something about Peter Obi? And this is not me being sexist. This is not me trying to be sexist. I think Peter Obi has so much admiration. Don't worry, I don't want to say it. From the female gender. Yeah. Because it's easy if you can actually appeal to people's emotions. And that's a gender that can actually, you can easily appeal to their emotions. That's why you see that. And Peter Obi has perfected the art of appealing to emotions. He knows how to do it. He knows how to play that game. Because when you start asking logical questions, you'll be met with so much stiff resistance from this same set of people. And not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. But at some point, I believe Obi is living his best life. I know he comes out to say that, you know, he's going through a lot for this country, for these people, for everything he's going through. No, he's living his best life. He gets into a conference, everybody's shouting, oh, Obi, Obi, I want to take a picture with this guy. They've made him to be a messiah. And he himself said, yeah, I mean, if you call me a messiah, so be it, I'm a messiah. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. He comes with a peg. So as he's taking the bashing, he's taking the accolades too. I don't have any issues against that. There's a very bad stuff that happened today that I want to talk about. And this is really painful. I said I wouldn't talk about it. So what I would just do is just to read what people have been talking about. Okay? Very, really painful. A promising guy. He deactivates his ex account after abuse claims and resurfaced tweets. Ezra Olubi, the co-founder and the CTO of Paystack, deactivated his ex account on November 13, 2025 amid allegation of emotional abuse and sexual exploitation from former partner Maki, who is this, who detailed a polyamorous relationship and in a public email. Verified screenshot of Olubi's tweet from 2009 to 2013 revealed explicit content on pedophilia, bestiality, and harassment, clashing with his public image as an LGBTQ plus advocate. The controversy has sparked widespread social media reaction in Nigeria with no statement yet from Paystack and Stripe. Please reply and quote this tweet with screenshot of those diabolical tweets. Okay, I'm not going to go into all what he said because they're nasty. I'll just, like, if you can find it online, so be it. I don't want to get myself, you know, into a lot of problems with this, with that. But again, let's just be careful. Let's just be careful. This is painful. This is painful, and it's also a slippery slope. Billionaire Paystack co-founder deactivated his ex account after Nigeria dig up his shocking throwback tweets from recent allegation. I want to actually see, because I think something triggered it, and it was this former partner Maki. I don't know who this person is. Let me see if I can get that. What did she talk about? Because people are just going for the tweets. I want to see, like, the genesis of what really happened. Let me see that. The tweets are disturbing, right? Okay, yeah, I know. Oh, someone is now saying that the woman is not a victim of anything. I'm sorry, Maki, whatever her name is not a victim of anything. She's a scorned woman who laid with a misogynist for money. Oh, they're now saying that, you know what? You see, at the end of the day, there is always a different side to another story. I'm not endorsing anything that he did. I'm not endorsing whatever. Her name is Chiamaka. She knew him. They've been mutual me for years. Okay? She said she said so. She saw the tweet and still called him a partner. Why are you trying to blame her for his post? No, she's not blaming her for his post. I'm just saying that what actually something would have happened. Something would have happened, and I'm trying to see if I can get. Let me see. Okay, let me ask Glock. Let me ask Glock, guys. Because something would have happened. Okay, so the post reject claims of Maki Amaka Odulega as a victim in exposing the Paystack CTO, alleged misogyny and sexual misconduct, instead framing her as a scorned woman. Okay, it echoes polarized online discourse. Okay, we've seen that one. Yeah, reply reveals, well, okay, let's just see what happens. So the whole thing is saying that due to a borrowed 55K and past involvement, this is not telling me anything. I just want to see, like, at what point did they fall apart? Because again, there would be other side to the story, and I'm not supporting whatever tweet that he wrote in the past. I'm just saying that all this stuff has been in the open. His lifestyle has been in the open for everyone to see. Yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to move on. I mean, this story is kind of disgusting and it has a lot of sides to it. I may have to just do some more findings and bring you more details on this, but it's really bad. So this guy right now has locked his account, okay? And for whatever reason, he hasn't replied or said anything.
The reason why I'm concerned about the youth is that they are the
Peter Obi just did his interview after. I'm not sure if it was after the elections, but let's just see. Let's see if we can get one or two snippets into this.
no growth. They're in their productive age. And that is even the danger we're going to face. Because if the young ones in their productive age is not produce anything, when they get old, without anything to fall back on, that's when the crisis starts. The priorities of our youth are wrong. Very talented set of people. I must tell you, they're very talented, very energetic, but are on the wrong lane.
Which means the way I'm looking at this thing and understanding all you're saying, in as much as we have a leadership problem, the major problem is the people and the followership problem.
It's the people. They are the ones who can decide to change the society. We have 93 million registered voters.
I agree. Partly, that is the people. Because the leaders you get is a function of the people also.
Our political class is not up to 3 million. So how can 3 million be manipulating 90 million people? It's because those 90 million people are worse than those 3 million.
Are you saying that we cannot deal with our own insecurity without outside help?
Is it not obvious? Why do you need an entourage? What are they going to do for you? Why don't you protect everybody in the society and you move freely?
Are you still a Labour Party or you have left Labour Party? Because we've been hearing coalition,
Today, I'm a member of Labour Party.
and then you still...
I love the way he said today. Because tomorrow, my dude is going to leave that party anytime soon. Dude is already, his mind is not in that party. And we can see that. And that's crazy. That's really crazy. Oh, today I'm there. Okay, we know.
subscribe to the coalition.
I believe that all oppositions should come together.
If they're coming together, there is Oga Atiku, there's the former Senate President David Mark, there's everybody coming together, and you now the thing they are putting in front of you shows that they are putting Nigeria first, and they are not making you the flag bearer. Would you still support it?
Yeah, the guy. That's it. Okay, this is a 2-hour interview. And I'm not going to sit down here to listen to everything. I'm going to like kind of binge watch. I'm going to binge watch as much as I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Nigeria, of Africa, and of course, get right.
Look, there's nothing you can do about it.
Also joining us is the man that you love to hate, or should I say hate to love. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, one thing that is undeniable is his journalistic prowess, okay? He is going to make you laugh, cry, but most importantly, make you think. Is it one and only? Organic.
In politics, I mean, a lot of things happening in the country. Over 140 million people are poor. We have strike going on that nobody's talking about. You have the doctors threatening strike. You have this happening. You have that happening. You have us being ranked as one of the places where life expectancy is too low. A lot of things going on.
Problems, okay?
But what we are talking about in Nigeria is whose iPhone 17 is original. We are talking about a TikTok challenge. We are talking about money and water. I'm not saying money and water is not is a beautiful thing. If you have money, it's beautiful. Spend money. Shout out to Chief Priest, by the way, he's my friend that has the song, nice song. But why do you think that the youths, they are here, politics is here, then tomorrow they are the same people that will complain that the country is bad, our leaders are cheating us?
Well, it's a very simple answer. Is misplacement of priority. When a nation has lost its course, the majority of the population will follow suit. When you have wrong measure of success, when we live in a society where rascality, bad behavior, all sorts of things have become a measure of success. Okay. We live in a country where people think that being wealthy or being rich is by having money. So if you have money, it doesn't matter how you make it. Doesn't matter the process through which you acquire it. As long as you have it, and possibly you can share it, you're rich.
Yeah, again, and that's right. And again, the reason why money also has a very good, I would say, not a good stuff, but the reason why money has been celebrated too much in Nigeria is just because you have a lot of people that are also trying to survive living below the poverty line. So if everybody becomes reasonably stable and comfortable tomorrow, then money, the appeal that having too much money makes becomes unreasonable.
You can even buy anything, buy your way to anywhere. So we are celebrating what we are not supposed to celebrate.
Okay.
The least enough have become a role model. The worst in us have become a role model. So nobody cares about it. So you need to change that. You need to bring back values that drive the society. You need to bring competence.
Okay, that's fine.
You have to have the capacity.
I'm going to increase this thing.
You have to have the compassion. You have to have the commitment and the character. These things are not just something, okay, you might know that this thing is right. But you don't have the capacity to do it.
To execute it.
To execute it. It's just very simple.
So none of the leaders that we have now can?
Well, I can't say none of. The leader, there are not many of them who, maybe they know if you go to school.
Yes.
When you have 90%, you have an A. If you have 70%, you have an A.
You have an A as well.
Sure. Which means, I read philosophy. He said that when something is over...
And I'm not sure that philosophy, I'm not sure he did well in that philosophy that I read. But again, I'm just saying.
75%. You can generalize without committing fallacy of generalization. Because they know that that number is there. You need the greater number thinking and behaving the other. But most importantly, you need a leader that can drive that process and believe in it.
Yes.
It is a critical thing.
Yeah, but he didn't answer the question. The question is that those that are in charge of the country right now, they don't have the capacity. That's the question. But he didn't really mention that, if they do or not. But again, let's go.
People have always asked me, can one person change it? That's well, I'm not saying that it is not difficult. But as a governor in Anambra State,
oh, here we go.
the people that supported me in returning schools to the missionaries that funded and owned the school, we are not up to 10% of the people who are supposed to support me. We took it in ESCO. I failed. I formed the committee. They said you can't do it because these are schools that were taken over in 1970. and I was governor after the year 2000. So clearly, from 1970 to 2000, how long has it been? You're talking about over 30.
Yes, over 30 years. Yes.
By the time I returned school, it was about 40 years. So people said, no, it's taking too long. You cannot return it. I formed the committee. They told me, I don't think it's possible.
Fair
the
enough.
teacher said, no, you cannot. If you go into my history
So in
of my
short,
government,
you did it when people said it
I was
cannot.
listening.
So just,
And earlier before we started, we were talking about youth. And one thing that I know about you is that you've so much surrounded, almost everybody that works with you are youth. They're young people. I know a few of them that work with you. And then you have, personally, I know that you have this passion for youth. And you mentioned something earlier while we were talking, that if American politicians are going for debate, they do it most time in the university. But our own university, yeah, nah.
Concert.
it is the youth that will seize the moment.
again, I'm looking forward to when we would have, those debates. At least let's start with, you have the University of Zaria, right, in the north. You have is it UNN in the east? And then you can use UI or OAU. I'll prefer OAU because I'm a graduate of OAU in the southwest. I still think that as of now, that should be the focus of bringing all these leaders to schools to look at the future of the people that their decision would affect. Look at the people, look at them, look at their future. And this is a very valid
We need to
point.
seize the moment. The reason why I'm concerned about the youth is that they are the engine of growth.
Oh, yeah?
They are the
I agree.
engine of growth. They are in their productive age. And that is even the danger we're going to face. Because if the young ones in their productive age is not producing anything, when they get old, without anything to fall back on, that's when the crisis starts.
But the argument that could be made is that youth are not given the opportunity. Nigeria is not as green as it was previously. Because
No. Well, I'm not trying to interrupt you. They need to actually look at their priorities. The priorities of our youth today are wrong. Very talented set of people. I must tell you, they're very talented, very energetic, but are on the wrong lane. Deliberately so, on their own.
Oh.
Because they
prioritize
are not prioritize what I call same behavior of those who don't want them to succeed. Youth change society everywhere. They say, because the abuse that people of my age, the destruction that they're doing, will take his revenge on you.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just said it in an interview yesterday. We are borrowing money. Do any of Nigerian youths know about Nigerian bond?
At least I do.
No. Let me.
At least us.
You have your phone on.
Yes, I do.
Can we do anything? Can we say what is payment time for Nigerian Euro bonds?
Okay.
If you can.
But I would like to make a point on behalf of the youth, speaking for the youth.
No, I want him to share it. I want him to see
Okay.
it so you will see.
Okay.
If you can, if you can Google
Payment time.
Same,
So
same.
what is payment time for Nigerian
Same.
Eurobond?
Euro bonds.
Okay.
No, maturity time.
Maturity time.
For Nigerian Euro bonds.
Oh, the maturity.
Nigerian bond,
Okay.
okay.
This should.
Okay. Maturity. What?
I still don't understand where that is going, but
What is the
anyway.
maturity time for Nigerian Eurobond? No, I need to type now. Just use voice and do the AI.
Yeah, that's good.
What is maturity for? Okay, they said there's no single answer. Eurobond each has its own tenor.
Yes,
5 years, 7 years, 10
Can I
years.
give you the tenors?
Yes, there's
Is
5
that-
years, there's 7 years, there's 10 years, there's 12 years, sometimes 30 years. Typical maturity range in Nigeria, Nigeria's case, is 5 years, 7 years.
No, there's so many Euro bonds now that Nigeria is now issuing.
Okay, this
But there's one that
was
is
like
5
the old
to
one.
30 years of maturity.
Not than so. We have now ones that are maturing
Yes.
in 1950,
It's 30 years.
1950 something.
1950 or 2050? What's it saying, bro?
Yes.
All these people who are issuing, would they be there at that time?
No.
No. So somebody's going to pay it. And those who are
No. But again, that's continuity in government. I understand what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is that some of these bonds, okay, they issue it into the future. 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, and all of those. Which is this, right? And if you look at it, you have maturity date 2029. And even as we speak, these are Euro bonds, right? The maturity that I'm seeing here is 2029. So it's still within, I mean, it's still okay. So what's it talking about? I don't know, bro. That's the max. Except, I don't know.
They're going to pay it. They're not even worried about it.
And the debt is going to be on all of us.
No, not on all of us. We'll be gone by then.
All of us, the young people.
Yeah, so you're not even asking this money we're borrowing and chopping, and you're dancing. Who's gonna pay it? Are you gonna pay it by dancing?
And the funny part is you're collecting this money. The people that are giving you this money, they sign this contract. They don't just give it to you. There's a collateral.
So people are issuing 30-year bond, 20-something year bond, and the people who are supposed to pay these debts are not worried about the debt. So your father is borrowing money, using it to enjoy himself, take more chieftaincy title, and you're not worried about it. So the day dies, you're still celebrating. Creditors will appear and say,
"Where's our money?
Your father is doing us." You know.
But that actually, for me, illustrates why it seems as though Nigerian youth are so detached. We are inheriting an already bad situation.
That's
By
what I
virtue
said
of it seems as though the country has, because the country wasn't always like this.
No, that it is. Look at what I said. They should be the one questioning those things.
I'm still trying to check.
But they're the ones who are celebrating
okay.
it. They should be the ones saying no. One, most of them are more educated, more exposed.
Yes.
So they know what is happening in every other part of the world.
Yeah.
But choose
To ignore.
to be insanely complacent.
Okay, yeah. So just to bring that in perspective, I don't know why Grok gave me a wrong answer. So these are what we're seeing. The latest is 2047, listed at 7.625%. Based on what I can gather from here. So that's the one. So 2047. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Close to 2050. Just wanted to put that in perspective. Okay, yeah. Let's go on.
About it. So you see him, he said he doesn't care who is in charge. He doesn't care about what is happening, or P2B doesn't give anybody money. So let me go to somebody who gives money. Whose money is he giving you? Did he print any money? Was he born with any money? Whose money is he giving you? He's just collecting you just ruin your future. That abuse you're allowing him to do, that corruption will take his revenge on you. I went to school.
Okay.
I went to the University of Nigeria in Nsukka.
Oh, okay.
And I went to J. Allen in Enugu and bought a first engine car for 2,700 naira, brand new, paid, drove it to university. Everybody knows AN 700 SA. That car one day in university, nobody knew what happened. The car got missing. I went to Umano Motors, bought a 505.
So at that time also there was insecurity in Nigeria. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just being mean here. I'm just saying. As at that time too, people were still stealing cars and all that. Now, I mean, if you're around that 30, 40 years, you would have heard this story from your parents, how things were good in Nigeria, how things were rosy in Nigeria, how where our parents or those that came before us were actually eating the dormitory, right? The cafes in schools became where we were reading. And we had to actually go cater for ourselves. That's how bad Nigeria fell. I was talking to a friend today and it was like, do you know that Nigeria at some point in its history was actually $1 to 1 naira? So there's an history, there's something we went through before we got to where we got to, before everything got destroyed. And for you to rebuild the country, you have to understand our history and know why that happened, even if you want to make any major stride.
SR, brand new, 7,500 naira.
As a student then?
As a student. Everybody that was in Nsukka when I was there knows who I am. There was a lot of us who were driving good cars. Chris Okotie, Emeka Nwobodo, Emeka Nwanko, about buy Honda Prelude. By the time I was in my final year, you can buy BMW at 12,000 naira. It was easy. Everything was working. So, and I live in the same society where 2,500 naira, 700 naira cannot buy you croissant. You know, so I went the other day to have a small.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on.
Some bread.
I'm gonna move on. Let's just move on.
The vaccines they used to fight smallpox, chickenpox, everything
all that,
produced in Nigeria, even exported to other countries. Somewhere along the line, somebody decided, oh, we need to overhaul the machines. Imported new machines. They never installed it. They're selling cases for over 30 years.
So that just shut down like that.
That's the country because it's easier to import. And
you hear that? It's easier to import. Which also, I mean, and I'm not trying to dig at him, he also benefited from that. Peter Obi became one of the major importers. And maybe now it seems that, okay, it's time for this to change. But we can't remove the fact that it's part of that importer. The people that are frustrating Dangote today, most of them are importers of the petroleum products. Those that have not made us to see electricity in Nigeria are the importers of the generators, I'm just saying. So again, just putting that in perspective.
Those of today don't know and try to. If I call them to a meeting and say, let's discuss, they want it to be in a posh restaurant. If I call them and say, let's do this, they do. I've been showing somebody an example I'm going to, because I'm going to give it to you to read. I was traveling with a young man, a young fellow, and I said, we arrived at a particular airport, and I said to him, oh, we're going to go into the lounge, the business class lounge. I was in business class. And there was a fantastic restaurant outside, not in the lounge, outside the lounge, with fantastic food. And I said, oh, this will have nice food, fantastic. He said, let's go and sit down and eat there. And I said, it's going to cost us. They actually say $100 or 100 euros.
I'm gonna move on. So he's talking about the youths, you know.
And I said, but in the lounge,
loving posh stuff.
Why are we going to eat this one? He said, no, the food in the lounge is not okay and everything. But I said, but it's free. So he said, no. I said, let me tell you, that $100 or 100 euro, if you take it to your village,
oh, here we
it
go
will
again.
change people.
Here we go again. Bro, $100 just to have a meal, take it to the village. Again, to me, I think that's just sadistic way of life. Hello? Yeah, you're gonna help your village people if you want to help your village people, but not to the extent of not being able to even pay polling unit agent. Do you see what Maurice Moye wrote this morning? That they were self-funding the whole thing. Peter Obi may have that ideology. That's him. When you're building an organization, you cannot shrink your way to greatness. And that's the problem. Like, dude talks to a young guy and says, take the $100 to a village and he's going to do something in that village. Okay. Maybe I can take a $200 to a village. But again, here I am. I should be able to enjoy an $100 stuff, not just me alone, a group of friends. Again, that's why Obi needs to understand that you have to deal in reality. When you're doing this stuff, it's not just as bliss as it is. You've got to understand where people are.
But what if he just wants to spoil himself?
I said, no. Where did I said, yes, I know a motherless baby soon. I know people in your village who needs that money. So after an argument, reluctantly, he followed me to the lounge.
Yeah.
I'm going to show her. I don't want you to call name, but I want you to see. I want you to see. So
reluctantly, he followed him. Like, these are just distractions. I remembered, you can be as holy or more holy than Jesus himself. I remembered it was getting to the night or closer to the period where Jesus was meant to be crucified, something dramatic happened. And it had to do with someone that loved money a lot. And it had to do with also one of the ladies that Jesus has actually helped, whom, he had some exorcism was done on her, the demons were casted out and all that. So she was thinking, how do I honor this man? She just felt she was doing it to honor him. But what she didn't know was that there was a spiritual significance in that event. So she went to the market, she went to the mall, if there was anything like that. She bought a very, very expensive perfume. Yeah, she bought it. And she went to where Jesus was staying, according to the story. And she put that on his feet, cleaned his feet, and cleaning of feet in the Asian tradition was more like symbolic way to honor someone. So it was more of what? Of a sign. She put that perfume, very expensive perfume, at the feet of the Lord Jesus Christ. And when she did that, she used her hair to wipe that feet away, the dirt and all of that. Then the people that like to, keep their money to help people in the village, Judas Iscariot, who loved a lot of money, said, why are we doing this? Why are we wasting all of this stuff on Jesus's feet? We can actually sell this perfume and help the poor people, the motherless, all the people that need this thing for their daily life. And Jesus told him, you will always have the poor with you. Since Peter Obi has been going about giving everybody everything that he can give, the poor people are still there. They will always be there. They will always be there. That's why you have to do well and to give to the poor. I'm not against giving to the poor. But when it comes to this extreme of you can't even go to a restaurant and spend $100, not just yourself alone, with a group of friends, then it's becoming something ridiculous. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, reluctantly, he agreed with me, followed me to the lunch, and we had very good enjoy that self, and he took it upon himself. So it will say eventually he is now, I said that $100, you won't believe what it will do in your village.
Oh.
So
I've seen something.
You have seen something.
I've seen something.
So you see where he donated it?
Yes.
He donated that $100. That is the equivalent.
160,000.
That was what I said. And I said, please tell my people, tell them I love them. I want to visit them.
Next month.
I said, you see what? And that's what happened to me. The day I'm traveling, and somebody says to me, oh, Peter, why are you not traveling this way?
Okay.
It's just a difference of 100 or 200,000 naira. I say, where's your village? And he says, so we get to the village square in his place. And I say, okay, these are women and young people selling products. Let's give them 20,000 to support their business. And what you will see, what am I trying to say? We must prioritize our life.
Okay.
We must do those things. So if I call you to a meeting now and say, let's discuss Nigeria, the first thing you tell me is that where are we going to meet? And I said, why don't we meet somewhere?
Okay, I'm going to move on. It's been a lot of back and forth on this.
They have not eaten. I went to one village.
Let me see if I can. Okay.
When you are the one who is encouraging it,
You're an
who
accomplice.
is celebrating it,
You're an accomplice.
it's a victim-directed crime. You can actually direct somebody to cheat you. You can say no to it. I'm not part of this. It shouldn't happen. This is wrong and everything. You can say it.
Do you know why I totally agree with you? I totally 150% agree with you. Because these same people that you claim are stealing your money, when they drive and come here, everybody will gather, celebrating them.
You're calling them the excellency.
And we use them in church, you put them front seat.
Thank you. Everybody is celebrating. Okay, Edu, this is the only country I know that we know she doesn't have a house. She doesn't have a car. And he comes and says, vote for me. I want to be whatever, councillor, local government chairman, whatever, and we vote for her. She turns around, builds the house, buys a new car, invite us for housewarming, and we come. And we are celebrating her, praying for her that God should give her more, replenish what she has. When we should actually call police
to investigate.
No.
But is that not what has happened to the helping members that are now in the National Assembly? All those guys that rode the wave of Peter Obi, his popularity, his name. Again, I want to move on because I felt they would be asking questions with respect to the political party, Labour Party, what's happening now and all that. Let me just see if I can still just keep
in the year
along
2000
and see what's up. Yeah.
Both China and India
Okay, let me move on. I just want to see if they're going to talk about the political party.
wrongly. Okay. Why did I use it for these 200 people? So for the same thing goes when I was in school. Like I said,
He's a businessman already.
I was a businessman. I come to work in the morning. I go to consult, discuss. That is what his life is all about. Nedu, somebody can call you a thief. The first is to examine yourself. Am I a thief? If by the time you check, you've not stolen anything, you can talk and say, "Baby lawyer, why did you call me a thief?"
All right.
Somebody said something, I'm suing somebody because he called me names. It's not true.
Oh, that's the lawsuit against this guy, Dejade Oju, where Dejade Oju did speak roughly against Peter Obi, and they are taking him to court. And again, I want to see his perspective.
Because the person said, I bribed him. Nedu, I'm not gifted to giving. I have allergy for money being wrongly spent. I don't give people money. If you go to my wife now and say, I gave you money, the first thing we ask you, what did you do for him? If you tell him he did nothing, say, it's not my husband. He only pay for services. Everybody knows that. I can only give you money if there's a service provided. I can't just give you money. So I'm not somebody, I can talk with you here and buy you dinner. But I cannot just see you on the road and say, oh, this. No. I can't. I have allergy for doing that.
Fair enough.
Because there's money, people who need it in my village.
I'm the young village now.
Village people
What
again.
No.
Which village?
You know what I'm saying? Which service?
I know.
you
I'm
provide?
just.
So in
Okay, let me see. Let's see.
secure country of the world, you can Google it. You're already there. Just like you said, I can't solve my problem of poverty without being helped. No. There's nothing. He's not being helped. There's nothing wrong in saying somebody help me. If I'm not getting it right, people do that.
I asked
You know,
that because
even in sophisticated world, let me tell you, UK went to Canada to hire a governor of Bank of England. So many of our nurses are employed today in the UK. In the past 1 year, 3 people who work for me have left.
So the person that is talking about the UK went to Canada to employ the governor of the Bank of England. I mean, there are different point of view. People felt like he destroyed the economy of UK. I'm just putting it out there. That's a perspective. That's another perspective. But the young man in question is McCartney, and he's currently the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay? Just saying that. He's currently now the Prime Minister of Canada after our dear Justin Trudeau left.
To go there. Our doctors are there. Does it mean UK cannot live without our doctors? No, if you have a shortage of something or you have a difficult, you ask somebody to help you. There's nothing wrong in it. That's it. Everybody in life needs help. Everybody. Anybody who says he doesn't need help or doesn't need guidance or doesn't want to learn should not exist.
One last question, sir. One last question. A lot of things happened 2023 elections.
Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for.
Visibly, the youths were deflated because everybody felt, we voted and this and that, and now election is coming up again. this question I'm going to ask, even if I know the answer. Why should we again trust in the system to vote? And also, why should we also trust you that we're voting for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair question.
Number one, why should we trust the system?
Yes.
Because we can change the system. If you have power to change something, you should trust it. Because you have the power to change it. It should not be deflected. The reason why
that's contradictory, right?
Is the same quick syndrome we're suffering. If I don't get it today, I won't try tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll get it. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Nedu.
Do you know why I'm laughing? Okay, let's continue. I'll tell you guys later.
Change is not overnight.
It's not.
It takes time.
Yes.
And if you don't get it the first time, it doesn't call for destruction.
Yeah.
You go for it again in a more organized, forceful manner. Right?
Yes.
Remember, those you're trying to change are not going to just stay
And allow you
say, come and change us.
Yes. Yes.
So it is for you to now say, what we did before, we'll do it again, and this time we'll stand firm. You count that vote. You must.
So did they count the ANAMBRA vote where this guy got 10K? His party got 10,000. The person that won got 422,000. I'm not so sure. Maybe, I believe that this interview here was conducted and it's just hearing. I think this interview was done before the gubernatorial elections, because I didn't even see anything here indicating like what happened. At least you should say something about what happened. So possibly this thing heard before.
Why will you trust me? Now do everything I've said. I've said go and verify.
Okay.
Whatever I've presented, I'm not saying I'm a saint. I've told you where I was born. I've told you about my schools.
Yes.
I've told you about where I've been.
Businesses.
I've told you businesses I've done. I've done everything. Nobody will ever say I've cheated him. I took his money. I did this and everything. When I say here, I have no house. The law passed to build a house for me in NWOKO, and I said no. I told you how somebody came when I was 50 and said he's going to build a house in my village for me. I said, how much will it cost? He said, it's 120 million. I showed him 3 schools with that dormitory. And he built in each 40 million worth of dormitory. I said, these are the people who need a house, where to sleep. That's my dormitory. Somebody wanted to buy me a watch.
You know, before I used to fall for all this kind of stuff. But right now, sorry, I just want to see how competent you are in doing what you need to do to accomplish results. Because I remembered before Buhari got there, it was sold to us as this guy that has never seen corruption, was never corrupt, will never be corrupt till eternity. But it was not just about Buhari. Nigeria is a complex country. Very complex country. That I'm not interested in just your own righteousness alone, but I also want to know how you're going to gather every other person to achieve a given result. Proud to Buhari, like everybody, oh, this guy is not corrupt, he's this and that, everybody, oh, what he did here and there. Man, corruption under Buhari ballooned just immediately after he came to power. So right now, I don't doubt all he's saying. If I want to say, he's one of the most upright politicians that we've had in Nigeria, and I'm talking about Peter Obi. But I also understand the country. That the fact that you are true, you're like, I can still tell you categorically that Buhari during these last 8 years did not steal 1 penny. But man, people were doing a lot under him, stealing a lot. It was crazy. Just the CBN governor, 700 houses under Buhari, plus Jonathan anyways. So again, I get the personal testimony. It's fine. But that alone won't win you elections in Nigeria. You've got to understand the context of the situation of the country you're trying to lead. Else, it's just going to be frustration over and over again.
True that he bought Coaster. I'm still using the Coaster today. I said, the exact money this watch will cost is a Coaster, and this school needs Coaster, and I don't need to wear a watch because the purpose of watch is time. And everywhere is showing me time now, so I don't need to wear another thing in my hand. Now is this. So, private school, this school needs watch. And
I guess people are tired of all these stories.
the person say we'll do party for us to celebrate it. He gave me bill, and I told him that will buy 200 laptops, and he bought it. And I can show you the schools where he went to. They need him more.
Which
and
is
that
fine.
party,
Which is fine. But that won't make you the president in Nigeria. I'm sorry. That won't make you the president in Nigeria. They'll even rub it on your face. Because the last time we checked, 2023 elections, your party agents, you couldn't mobilize them. You couldn't mobilize them. The last election that happened in Anambra State, they're still calling on Jack to come and give account of the monies that is spent. Again, an extra maybe $5 or 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira shouldn't be your focus. Your focus is how do you win elections? How do you get your people grounded? How do you build a political party? Because your political party is where you have all sorts. The riffraffs, the corrupt, the ones that have ambition, the one that does not have ambition, the one that wants to destroy the country, the ones that want to help the country. You're the one that has that vision to lead this country to a safe place. You need to understand how to walk within the midst of all of those. Because I'm telling you, as you need the ones that are good, you need the ones that are bad. And if you really want to win elections in Nigeria, you've got to know how to use all these people to meet that goal. And if you think everybody will think like a Peter Obi, or everybody will walk like a Peter Obi, or everybody will dwell and live his life like a Peter Obi, you're mistaken. Because they're going to frustrate you. And you, at the end of the day, even though you have a very worthy ambition, you're a very upright man, you're still going to miss the goal. And that's the problem. And that's why, as of today, the opposition party in Nigeria is in shambles. Because we are only interested in showing people how good we are, but we're not ready to work with other people, even those that may not be as holy as we are, to accomplish that goal. That's the problem we're facing right now. And that is why the Labour Party, okay, is already, it's over for the Labour Party. And I said it then. I said when they started their crisis with this Apapa guy, with this Abure guy, I said Peter Obi was meant to step in. Forget about going to court. Forget about, it's Apapa's turn, it's Abure's turn, or it's Senator Nnamdi's turn. I said, call these people together. Build a robust system where everybody, even those that are legacy members of the Labour Party, will feel like they have been compensated because they held the party when you were not with them. They gave you the right to run on that party. And I said, call them. And people were like, no, you can't talk like that. It's the Constitution. You shouldn't get involved. Okay, where are we today? Where are we today? And that's painful. A political party that had the single opportunity to upturn and also upset the status and become one of the major players in Nigerian politics. There's nothing to write home about the LP members in the National Assembly. The only person that I think is still trying to push the envelope is Alex Otti. Successive elections have been lost. Maurice Moye today said no longer, and a lot of them have left. They've left. Because at every point in time, you keep shutting the door, telling us that every other person is not good. You're the only one, and that's fine. But I'm saying it's not going to get you that far.
we would have gone that night as governor, government have drinking in the morning. The schools will still be without laptops. And that thing we enjoyed comes to nothing.
Yes.
You know, which I'm not saying those who do it is wrong.
Okay.
They do. I used to be a businessman, selling even drinks. Go and ask them in my days. I was one of those controlling drink business.
I don't
drink. I drink only one alcohol.
This one alcohol. You don't you don't talk the name of this one alcohol. Why you drink insecurity?
You drink stout. That's all.
And I drink once a week. Just at the end, like on Saturdays, and since I drink in my house one bottle.
That kind of way they go cross like this, the fan. Now I'm in the glass. You get the pot now.
That's quite
with the granite.
Peacefully, in a peace.
Thank you very much.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going home now. Like I said, we have election this week.
Yes.
So we're going to have. Just hope that, again, just like what we're saying. And
so this was done before the elections. I need an interview of Peter Obi after the elections. I want to see his reaction to what happened after the elections.
To vote in a free, fair, credible election. It doesn't matter what they do. I'm in Labour Party, for example. I'm supporting Labour Party candidate. But anybody is free to vote for anybody you want to vote for. All the contestants are my friends. All of them. They're my colleagues, they're my friends, whoever them that becomes governor tomorrow. I'm not.
That shouldn't be coming out from a partisan politician. I understand, yes, he's a good man. They're all his friends. Oludo is his friend and all that. No, you should have one vision. Okay? They are your competitors. And your goal is to push your guy. Anyways, the election is over, so it doesn't even make sense what I'm saying. It is
people
what
say
it
to me,
is.
oh, you're not passing. I'm not contesting governor of Anambra State.
It doesn't matter.
I'm contesting president of Nigeria.
It doesn't matter. If you're not contesting governor, that was the litmus test just this concluded week.
It's two different levels.
Yeah.
This is a Division 1 league.
Yes.
I leave those who are playing at that league to play.
You're in Champions League.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you to His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, my own Oga. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for coming. This is also a message to all the youth in Nigeria. Like he said, in as much as we have leadership problem, see, the crux of the problem is us, the people. There's a picture that I used to see where is this side, four people crouching, and there's a board, a chessboard on top of it, and a leader with a fat tummy here is playing the game using you bent down as the stuff, the stool. The game will stop if you stand up. Think about it. When we are clamoring for change, you dare road they drive. One car is going this way, one car is coming this way. You leave this way that you're supposed to go. You enter this road and block the cars that are coming there. You are part of the problem. You go to the ministry, you are shouting leadership, oh, our leadership, but you collect bribe to do a job the government is paying you for. You are part of the problem. Person in the market, something is supposed to be 100 naira, but because you feel say that don't go up, you add 1,000 naira to the RAM. You are part of the problem. Yeah. If we start telling ourselves the truth, just like he said, if Donald Trump say, see what in day, we self go check ourselves, he did or he didn't day.
Okay, yeah, that's a word of wisdom from the dream himself. Well, again, it was a mixed feeling interview and all of those, and that's that about that. We'll see where it goes. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for also chiming in. Thanks for the reaction. Please, I would love if you've not subscribed to this channel, please help me to grow this channel. We're just building this thing up. I'm new to this gig. I need your encouragement, will really help. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow morning, I would definitely come online, God willing, and just, cover some of the topics that I'm not able to cover today. A lot of things is happening, and as we're gearing for the 2027 elections, I believe activities will keep moving on. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.